With Darius still in the north, Susa was unprotected and fell without a fight.
The Greeks burst into the great audience hall here. Imagine it, 70-foot high columns holding up a cedarwood roof, glittering with gilt and precious stones. Alexander walked over and sat on the throne of Darius. But being a small man, his feet didn't touch the top step. One of the pages pushed over a table to help, and at this point, the sound of sobbing was heard in the room. It turned out to be one of Darius's royal eunuchs. Alexander asked him through an interpreter why he was so upset, and he answered, "This was the table at which my master Darius used to take his food, and it breaks my heart to see it used so disrespectfully." Alexander, so it is said, felt shamed by the god of hospitality, and he ordered the table removed. But at this point, one of his generals said, "No, don't do that, Your Majesty. Your enemy's table has become your footstool. Take that as an omen of your future victory."
Just below the ruins of Susa, there's an old shrine still revered by Jews and Christians here, as well as Muslims. It's the tomb of the prophet Daniel, who was cast by the Persian king into the lion's den. And in the Bible story of Daniel, there's a strange vision of the coming of Alexander. In a dream, the prophet saw 4 terrible monsters coming out of the sea. The last of them was Alexander's Macedonians, a frightful beast with iron teeth, which devoured everything in its path.
In that image, you've got something of the cyclonic force of Alexander's arrival on the Iranian scene. As the Iranians said, he was a demon with disheveled hair, born of the race of wrath.
In late December, Alexander left Susa. His army doubled now, reinforced to 70,000 men by a vast flow of manpower from Greece. He would now strike at the very heart of the empire, beyond the Zagros Mountains. Our plan was to walk over the mountain passes in Alexander's footsteps.
And will we be able to sleep up there? Yes. Okay. Oh, Kenny Mamnoon. That's great. Okay.
Alexander's aim now was to capture the Persian capital, Persepolis. He'd sent most of his army the long way round via Shiraz, but he now took a short cut straight through the mountains to take the Persians by surprise.
Going up this valley, you can hardly believe that Alexander would have risked the elite of his army, 20,000 men, in this kind of terrain. But this is a classic case where they must have had advance intelligence of the route. He'd sent Parmenio with the baggage trains and the heavy troops on the long route round to the south. What he was looking for was a shortcut straight through the Zagros Mountains to get to Persepolis as fast as he could. And they must have known that there was such a shortcut. It was a very ancient route, used possibly for thousands of years, known to the ancients as the key to Anshan, the old name for the heartland of Persia. It was difficult, narrow passes, but it led straight on to Persepolis through the pass which the Greeks call the Persian Gates.